Hi everybody, my name is Maya and I'm here from the Seaweed Institute to review weighing rockweed for our project ASCO protocol. What we're doing with this initiative is taking biomass data along the entire coast of Maine, and so weighing is a really critical part of that. What we want to do today is really focus on two major parts of weighing. First, we want it to be as accurate as possible, and second, we want to non-destructively weigh, so we don't want to remove any of the rockweed from the rocks. And I'm going to review some tips and tricks for this, so let's get started. Okay, so we're here at our quadrat and I'm about to start the wrangling process, but just as a reminder, we're going to be weighing today in kilograms and we're going to be using a non-destructive method. All right, now that we have wrangled our seaweed, we're ready to start the weighing process, and this begins with grouping the seaweed. So we can take up to 4 weight measurements per quadrat, and we want to make sure that when we do this, we're weighing as much of the seaweed in the quadrat as possible without weighing things that are really far apart in the same bag. So here we are at our quadrat, and we want to group this into up to 4 different areas. And what I like to do is start in one corner and kind of say, all right, what's close together? And here we've kind of got this corner. It's all pretty close together. We'll be able to weigh it without losing much off the bottom. So that looks good. We'll have that be group 1. Then this is another pretty distinct corner, and it's not quite as close together as that first one, but if we weigh this all together, we're still gonna be getting most of the seaweed. We're only losing, a couple 8 inches off the bottom. That's not a problem. These little guys are too short to weigh, so we're gonna kind of get what we can of them, but not anymore, not really focus on it. And then we'll come over to this big corner, and you can see there's a lot of seaweed here. And so what we wanna do with this is probably split it into 2, because we have up to 4 bags. We've only got 2 over here. So it looks like this stuff is all pretty close, will be easier to weigh together, and this one over here, we can kind of weigh separately. So that will be 1 more bag and then the final bag. Now that we've grouped our seaweed, we're ready to start the weighing process, which means we get to use this bag, which we've designed at Seaweed Institute. And what we have is basically just a piece of mesh with an adjustable strap, a clip, and then a couple of these eye hooks along the side that will hook through the mesh. All right, so to start out for our weighing, we're gonna weigh this corner here. And to do that, we're just gonna take our nice bag, lay it out with the orange strap close to the holdfasts in the corner that we're weighing. Then we're gonna spread out our bag so that it can have the seaweed flopped onto it. And we'll just take the seaweed with the holdfast that we're gonna weigh, and we're not gonna pull it off the rock, just lightly flop it into the middle there. Then we're gonna grab the next piece, kind of flop that one too, get as many of the little loose strands in as we can, and then we'll just get this final one right in as well. You can see that's all of the holdfasts now from that corner into the bag. Then we're gonna take our clip on our orange strap and we'll clip it and cinch it down, and we'll cinch it tight so that we don't get our seaweed falling out of the bag. Then put the orange strap into the bag, so we'll weigh it with the bag, and then fold our bag in, keeping it tight the whole time, and then we'll finally use these little orange eye hook clips to go through the mesh like that, getting this tight little bundle of seaweed. All right, so now that we have our ASCO burrito ready to weigh, we're going to use one of our handy scales here. And these are pretty simple to use. We're just going to turn them on with this button right here. And you can see that it should be reading zeros all the way across. And in the top, it says kilograms instead of pounds. And we want to make sure that it says kilograms because that's the unit of measurement that we're working with. So now our ascophyllum bag is ready to weigh, and our scale is on, and it should be reading the zeros again. And what we're gonna do is take this hook and we're gonna go through the mesh, and we wanna go through a little bit further than halfway towards the end, and we're gonna hook on one side and then pull it tight across and then hook it a second time to kind of cinch it down. here our bag is ready to go, our scale is hooked on, and this part we want to make sure as we pull the scale up with the seaweed that we can fit our hand underneath it so that it's not resting on the rock, but we're also not pulling up so much that it's pulling on these holdfasts down here or pulling up on the rock, or that we're losing seaweed out. Okay, so here I'm going to show what would happen if we're not pulling enough. So you can see it's kind of resting on the ground, it's pretty low, it's not really the right weight. And then I'm gonna pull it too high, so here it's shooting up on the scale a lot higher weight, and that's also not correct. And so we wanna go right down into the middle where we're getting that kind of happy medium, and then it locks off. After we've finished weighing our bag of seaweed, we're ready to move on to the next group. And what we're gonna do here is we're just gonna gently undo the bag. We're gonna unclip that orange strap, and then we're gonna flop the seaweed away from our other groups so that they don't mix in, so you don't weigh things multiple times. So you just go like that, and we're ready to move on to the next groups.